Hey guys, Joshua checking in. Sunday, the 14th of April. It's an afternoon. It's a beautiful afternoon, and I have a bit of misinformation to correct. Alright, so for those of you who read the Sunday Mail, and in particular the Body and Soul insert, there's a few articles in there which you may have come away thinking a few things, and I just want to correct some of those things. Main thing I do want to comment on is the cholesterol articles. There's an article in here on good versus bad cholesterol. Let me just quickly find it for you. Basically going through what good cholesterol is, what bad cholesterol is, and ways to reduce your cholesterol. Okay. For those that know me, I do a lot of stuff on cholesterol and helping people manage the levels. Recently helping people get down their cholesterol levels and et cetera, et cetera. Using the Martyr's approach, Martyr's health approach, which is pretty straightforward really. But this article here, alright, so I don't know if you can see it, this one, good versus bad cholesterol, body and soul health flash, alright, not really a health flash, more of a misinformation flash. It covers in there the two different types of cholesterol, the good kind, or HDL, high density lipoproteins, and the bad kind, the LDL cholesterol, which LDL cholesterol results in plaque buildup, making arteries hard and narrow, if you have an excess of which, and the HDL cholesterol, the good cholesterol, cleanses the bloodstream and takes bad shit back to the liver, basically. What I want to sort of go through here is that do not think of LDL and HDL cholesterol as necessarily good or bad. Okay, they're both a class of protein, lipoproteins, which basically transport things to and from the body. Okay, so both proteins are needed in the body for their own certain jobs. Okay, imagine you had a garbage truck which always come back and cleanses everything and took your rubbish away, but you never actually put any rubbish out. The system doesn't work, alright? So HDL and LDL cholesterols both have their corresponding functions, alright? HDL cholesterols clean the blood by taking the bad shit back to the liver. LDL cholesterols take shit from there back out into the body, to the parts that need them, to the cells that need them, okay? What I want to really go through, the misinformation part of this article, is the LDL cholesterol. Everyone has heard of LDL cholesterol so bad, blah, 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 get it down, get it down, get it down. Well, LDL cholesterol does come in two forms. It has been mentioned up to 9 different forms, all right, if you go like really in depth. Basically, there's 2 main forms of LDL cholesterol, and they can either be light and fluffy LDL cholesterol, imagine like a cloud, or they can be hard and small, imagine like a watermelon, like hard, all right. Basically, the light and fluffy LDL particles are the ones we want in our bloodstream. Okay, they are the ones that we want to take things out to our cells and help our muscles function, help our synthesis of the fat-soluble vitamins and provide energy to our cell structures and blah blah blah, etc. etc. All right. And the way we get these LDL cholesterols is by having a good quality diet, full of saturated fats, full of good quality organic vegetables and fruits if possible, minimal grains, minimal sugars, minimal toxicity. Alright, and this is how we maintain a good, healthy LDL profile. The smaller, harder LDL particles, so imagine like the watermelon particles, come about when they oxidize. Okay, so oxidation occurs when something or a substance reacts with oxygen. It's called oxidation. Alright. For LDL particles to oxidize, the main structure has to be made of something that is able to react with oxygen. So we're talking unsaturated fats here. Okay, the 3 types of fats: monounsaturated, polyunsaturated, and saturated fats. Saturated fats don't oxidize because they have no free double bonds for oxygen to react to. Let me understand the profile of a saturated fat. Monounsaturated fats have one double bond that oxygen can react to, and polyunsaturated obviously meaning multiple. So if you have a diet that's very high in polyunsaturated fats, things as plant sterols or things that come from olive oils and seed oils and all this sort of work, margarine for example, when you ingest these inside the body, they react under temperature with oxygen and they oxidize. So they break down basically into smaller, harder LDL particles. Once we have these smaller, harder LDL particles, things start to go wrong in the body. Things aren't transported where they should be. When they are transported there, they break down. Our autoimmune system starts to fire up and starts to try to cleanse these things. And we end up undertaking an immune response, and everything starts to cascade from here. So if your body is full of hard, dense LDL cholesterol particles purely from having a poor quality diet, poor quality rest, inadequate nutrition, or not exercising correctly, then basically you're going to be at a higher risk of the things like arteriosclerosis and CVD, cardiovascular disease, in the future. If you can maintain a healthy diet full of saturated fats, things like eggs and animal products, organic animal products, and fat from meats and whatnot, coconut oil, fantastic. You have a diet high in this, basically your LDL particles are going to be of the kind that are lower density. So low density, light and fluffy, able to take things where they need to go. Okay, so try and aim for a high quality saturated fat diet and not the one that's recommended in the article here, which is, hang on, let me quote, and I quote, replacing saturated fats with monounsaturated and polyunsaturated. Eating fish, soluble fibers and plant sterols and regular exercise can improve your lipid profile. In some cases, medication may be required to lower cholesterol levels and decrease the risk of a heart attack or stroke. So basically they're recommending polyunsaturated oils, which to me says they do not understand what happens within the body when this occurs. And that final thing there, some cases medication may be required to lower cholesterol levels. Nowhere in history has been proven that blood cholesterol levels, alright, total cholesterol levels, affect internal body cholesterol levels. If we're not eating adequate cholesterol fats, if we're not ingesting them, then we're not making them. Our body has to overproduce them, alright, to make up for that baseline level. If we're eating enough, our body doesn't have to produce as much, and thus everything's less likely to oxidize, alright? So take this on board when you read these things in the newspaper and the media. There's a lot of misinformation out there, and this is probably, I'm going to say it right now, Body and Soul, correct me if I'm wrong. This article here, you can see there, I'm going to say it was written by one person who went to Wikipedia and just Googled cholesterol, alright? Learn some shit before you send it out there, and for all those that did read this morning, hopefully this gives you a bit more insight into what cholesterol profile really is. I probably will do a video on it in more depth in the future, but for now, that's what I want to go through. Alright, remember that, guys, good quality fats, good quality foods, good quality cholesterol profile. Until next time, I'm out of here.